Okay, we're going to start going into the drawings, and I have my own issues with the A size sheet, so I would like to make my own custom and be able to modify. And so it's a valuable skill to be able to manage the drawing and the sheet formats and the document template associated um, with those items. So when we go into a drawing, and it's going to pull up the sheet format because this one hasn't been saved with a document template. Otherwise, we would go new. Um, so the sheet format, I'd like to find a complete list of what goes into the sheet format, what goes into the options, the settings, and travels with each. But as a general rule, everything that is in the background for the title block is going to travel with the sheet format. So width-wise, we're going to go 11 inches by 8.5 inches. So I'm going to type. And we'll go ahead and hit OK. So that's our paper size for an A-size sheet. Let's go ahead and hit Control Q so it fills the sheet background fills the working area. And we have a tab for the sheet format. When sheet format, title blocks, automatic border. When we edit the sheet format, right now there's nothing on this sheet. So the preview that we did on a couple of the projects for creating drawings, that title block sits on behind where we're creating inserting the model, creating the dimensions, making our working document. So we're pretty much, we peeled back that piece of plastic and we're ready to start building our sheet format. So if we do an automatic border, entities from the drawing sheet to delete, well, there's nothing really in there, so nothing to delete. We go ahead and put that in. We have our zones of A1 to B. We can add more. For an A size, it's not really going to do a whole lot for us. The downside is that it lines up with that center. So distribution 50 millimeters per center. Oh, that's fun. I haven't tried that one before. Left and right margins, top margins, half an inch is fine. We don't want to get too close because the printers will start to overrun the printable area. All right, so the center, length of outer center zone divider. There we go. That looks a little bit better. 0.1 and 0.1. All right, we can do that. It doesn't extend past. I was just trying not to move that label. And so yeah, it looks pretty good. No margin mask that hide zone dividers and zone labels in the margins, or don't really have anything there. So I'm going to go ahead and accept it. We can draw. In fact, we're going to draw the rest of the title block in, but we could draw all of this in and make our sheet in the background. The border looks a little bit thick, so I don't think can really go back into that, or I haven't found those. But if we highlight, there might be some lines and thicknesses. Now we'll probably have to add those later. All right, so going back over to the sketch, all of our sketch geometry works, and we're not picking up, we got a vertical, but we're not picking up the coincidence. So as a macro or a kind of tying it all together. So that being the case, we're at 0.5, 1.6, let's go to 1.5. And then we'll make sure that we're out at, so 11, 10.5, that's fine. All right, so this is the one place where I don't mind using fix because we want this to be fully defined and not able to move without making the decisions. So let's go. Let's just go customize, and I'll look for the commands. I'm looking for the line. There are the line formats. There is the color. So I just want the individual, and that wasn't it. So we'll drag that one back. I think I missed. There we go. Nope, it really wants that magnet line. All right, so that looks like it, and it still grabbed it. That's interesting. Let's go with the line thicknesses and see. Wow, that's really weird. Yeah, that's definitely weird. All right, so one off on my selection. I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll go ahead and bump the thickness up just a little bit. All right, so that's about the same thickness, maybe one less. Okay. So as far as our sheet format, then we're going to be able to do title block fields if we want to manually populate these, but we're also going to want to add the added annotations. So I haven't decided what all I want in my my fields, my file properties. So to start off with, let's just put in some notes, and we can build out from there. So we have a part name, and we'll probably have separate fields or separate notes for this. We have the date, and then we have maybe a drawn by. All right, and if you're the only one drawing, we could hard code this with initials or a name and build those in. So other things that we'd want to add to this are maybe the tolerance zones. Let's see what we're getting here. I want to go to the parameters. So the X parameter 1.25. Okay, that was in millimeters. No, that's in inches. How about 1.25? And then we'll go 1.6 and accept. Now, these won't move because when we switch back over to the to our into our drawing work area, then these will stay in the background. But while we're in the sheet format, these are all able to move. So if you think of other things you'd want is the tolerances, maybe a disclaimer, notes, the material, the finish. All of those things can be put into this this group. The kind of the other ones, other drawing templates and sheet formats that I've created have typically been taking one of the existing, pulling out all of its notes and its data, but we're relying on all of those relations up front. So just for this first video, we're going to accept the sheet format. Everything kind of goes into the background now. None of these are editable. So at this point, I would have to decide what items I want to put in this list into this group to be able to edit. So part name, we're going to add an annotation and put it in place. And for now, it'll be an empty box. Oh, and I should have stayed in that and added a few more. Okay. And one more. All right, so it's not really going to set the lengths or the widths, but if we pick those three boxes, go back to our sheet format, and go to title block fields, they add to the text fields, and then we're going to limit the area that can be edited. All right, so note 1, note 2, note 3, those should go in order. And we'll pull that back just a little ways and see what this looks like. All right, so we have those. And let's see, I'm still in the drawings, so we need to be able to go in and edit those. All right, so I may have to make adjustment to its parameters here later on. So let's move on to the to actually setting the options for this. So in the document properties, we are staying in the ISO. If you prefer ANSI, go ahead and make the change. Annotations, the borders, we'll start as we build into this a little bit more off and on. We'll add layers, the dimensions if we want dual dimensions, what the arrows look like. Center lines and center marks, when they're added, they get a different color, a different line type. We're not really using the dim expert just yet. Tables, views, all of those items. Select the auxiliary view, the text for the auxiliary view, details, sections. All of those can be customized in this group and travel with this sheet format. So on the detailing, we want center marks for holes, not for fillets, not for slots. If we get into the assemblies, no. Wouldn't mind seeing what the center lines do. So that's good enough for now. The drawing sheets, we haven't created this sheet format yet, but we do want to make sure in the properties that depending on our strategy, if we have one part per sheet per drawing file, then the additional new sheets are not that big of a deal. When we do multi-sheet drawings, then this is going to, we want either the same sheet or a title sheet, and then the subsequent sheets to reflect our geometry or reflect each of the parts geometry that and the properties for those parts. Don't really use the grid. Units are standard. We're in inches. We'll bump that up to 3 decimal places. Standard line fonts, line styles, thicknesses, still image quality, not really doing anything with sheet metal and weldments. So, okay, so we have all of that for a start, and we're now looking at saving the sheet format. So when we do our save as, then we're going to do a file of type for a drawing template. No, we're in the wrong one. I usually save the sheet format first. So my flyout, the save sheet format under file, let's save it first, and it's going to go to, see if we can expand this out a little bit so we can see the full path. All right, so program data, that is that pesky folder that is system. If you don't have your view set to show hidden items, this is not going to be in your list. So we're going to tunnel down to the sheet format, and this is going to be my A size. And if I can type A size inch landscape. All right, so something that's somewhat descriptive. They are putting, well, no, I guess not. I was going to say they put the dashes in, was looking for some underscores, but I think that'll be good enough. All right, so these settings will now appear in the properties, but I would like it to be able to pick it from the new document. So the way that we do that is now we do the save as, and our drawing template, DRW DOT, so we're looking down in the list, and I'm going to give it the same name, and this is going to Which one is this going to? Is it still in program data, SolidWorks templates? So don't know why they split those, but they're not typically in. When I create a either the cloud, so like the Dropbox, the OneDrive, the Google My Drive, then I will create a folder that I can use across my the various computers that I work with SolidWorks on. All right, so I was trying to remember inch there. A size, inch, landscape. So we'll go ahead and save that. Do not save anything in this because it will travel with the document template. And now when we go into our new, we're going to have the A size. So I need to dust off some brain cells and remember how to activate these once since I've created the title block fields, but there's another step that I'm forgetting. So the next video we'll pick this up. We can, if we absolutely needed to, I can go into the notes and add a note and say this is my part 1, and it would it would add those as a group, but I should be able to edit those. So next video we'll refine this a little further. We'll add items, and we'll go through the process of refining this sheet format and drawing template as we go. I do want to mention that because those are, before I get away from this, when we go to the default drawing, if we just wanted to go back to our standard sheet size, then somewhere in here, hopefully, maybe it needs to update, but I should see my A size, depending on where it saved it, A size inch. All right, so it adds it to the list, and it's there. It is. It's hiding in there somewhere. So now when we pick that, it's going to do the same thing. The drawing template just streamlines the process, takes you right into it, retains all of the settings.